Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Lauren with Laura's Leaves, and in today's video, I want to go over Sansevieria propagation and splitting your plant up and propagating by division. I have this huge black coral Sansevieria here, or Dracaena, whatever you want to call it. And today I am going to divide this up into probably 3 to 5 separate plants, and I might also pot up some water propagations. And I'm gonna touch on this first because off camera I'm going to go outside and kind of break this plant apart in this little jar here. And I don't care if I make a mess because I'm about to repot on this table. In this jar I have many Sansevieria Hanei propagations, and these were all done by water. You can see the little babies. If they're in the water for long enough, they will put out the roots at the end and they will form little babies that can be potted up separately. This leaf eventually will die off, but I have many of them with pretty good success. Here is another one. And Houdini has joined us as always. Another one, a cat butt for good luck or something. Here is one that I cut kind of differently. You can see I kind of made a V, and I've also seen people do this where they make the V upwards. I don't really know why people do that. I suppose I haven't done enough research as to why. It works. This method works. And then I have 2 more. Look at all of the roots. And here are the last 2. I may or may not pot up. The cat's on the chair. Why? What if I just would have put all my big old butt right on you and squished your little ass? Lord. Now, these Hanei propagations have been in water since I got my Mars Hydro Grow Tent. I have been growing those propagations solely in there in water, and they've put out roots really fast. These are some Sansevieria Bantail Sensation, and I've had these in water for about 3 months, 2.5 months. I think I purchased this plant late November, early December. Maybe middle November, not really sure, but it wasn't that long ago. And it's already pushed out some roots. Here's another one, and I am curious as to how these plants will turn out once they start pushing off babies like these guys are, because I've heard that if you propagate by water and you don't have that rhizome, if there's variegation in your snake plant, the variegation isn't necessarily as stable, or you might just get an all green plant. So that's my experiment for those guys. And I might do the same thing with this here black coral snake plant. Maybe cut off a piece and do some water propagation and see how the pattern differs as it grows. That might be interesting. I like doing those kind of things. Experimenting's fun, you know? I'm gonna cut this here. I'm going to take this outside, and yes, it's winter. I'm gonna be really quick. I'm going to empty this out over my garden and bring it back in, and I guarantee this thing will not suffer any damage. If I'm wrong, I will let you know in the future, but these are pretty darn hardy, and I'm gonna be really quick. I will be right back. I am back, and I have taken it apart. Now there are 3 solid pieces that came out of that one plant. Now, let's see if I can find a good example of a rhizome. This is what you want if you want to maintain variegation. So with this plant, what I think I'm gonna do is simply pull this off, and I will later make a cut and propagate this by water and compare it later in the future to see if that's true, if it's only certain plants, certain variety. Just do a little bit of an experiment. Now sometimes, in this case we don't have it, but you will get chunks of these plants that are still connected with other chunks of this plant connected on one rhizome. So a plant might be coming up here connected to one rhizome. What you can do is cut that in half and make 2 plants. Hi Houdini, you need to go somewhere else for this video. Let's get these guys potted up. Have my gloves on. I have some pre-made soil right here, and I have some nursery pots to plant these in, and a pot for the one that I am going to keep. This one is the heftiest of the 3 little parts, but I do want to do some propagating, so I am going to rip off a few, just like so, set them aside, snip them, and let them dry for probably 24 hours and callus over. And then I will place them in water, or you can propagate them by putting them directly in soil as well. So there's this one, and this one. I think I am also going to take this off, which, look, here is a good example. This one is still connected to a rhizome, so this could be planted up all by itself, ready to go. Set that aside and take one more off for propagation and call it good. This will be the one that I am potting up for myself. I will take some soil, layer the bottom, a little bit more. Now, when repotting, there is no right or wrong way to do something, or no one way to do something. Like the saying goes, there's a million ways to skin a cat. Well, there's a million ways to pot a plant. I personally do like to kind of compact the soil to an extent. I don't like to over compact it right away, but just gently pack around the plant, backfill, 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 until you have the appropriate amount of soil. One done. Two done. Three done. Four done. And last, I think I am going to repot some of the little baby honey eyes, and all you can either pot it just like this, or you can simply snap off one of the babies. And typically, if it's ready, it will have roots on the bottom and you can plant them right up. I have this little terracotta pot, which will be perfect. It'll be well draining for these little babies that'll probably need to be watered more frequently than these bigger snake plants. I'll kind of fill it up to the top almost. And if I had like a pen or something around, I would use it to make little divots in the soil to put the plant in. But I don't have a tool like that on hand at the moment. So I'm just gonna use my finger and make little indents in the soil, like so. I don't know if you can see that, but. And then I will place the little guy in. Need to add a little bit extra soil to the top, water it through, and it'll be good to go. So I have a few plants for water propagation, which I will definitely keep you updated on those. I will probably cut off the bottoms and put them in my grow tent, just like I did for the honey eye. I need to get all these guys cleaned up, but out of that big snake plant, I ended up with 3 good-sized houseplants and then a little baby, along with 1, 2, 3 pieces that I am going to water propagate. I will keep you guys updated. I do want to know if those will revert back to solid green, or maybe it will come out super black and lose the green variegation. I don't know. We are going to find out. Like I said, I got 3 decent sized plants out of that one big plant and a little baby and a few pieces to propagate. And check that experiment out. Is it going to revert back to normal green? Will it show up super black, or will it come out and look like a typical black coral snake plant? We're gonna find out. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna clean this mess up. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.